Have you been down in the trenches? Is your pain too much to mention? Like a weight that's always getting real heavy, like trying to get out with a broken levee.
Hi, we're talking to Adalia Tara today. She's our gold winner in the video category. The video category was really hard to judge this year because we got a lot of different types of videos. Some of them were lyric videos. We got performance videos. Some were just done with an iPhone. Some were done, maybe somebody borrowed professional equipment from their work. But Adalia's video, Come Home, was one that everybody loved. It's very visually engaging. It's kind of a trippy hunter-gatherer type of story. So we wanted to,
weird.
Can you tell us more about the video, Adalia, and what inspired it and where it was filmed? And you look like maybe you have some acting background or dance background. It was fascinating.
I have done acting and I have done a lot of dance actually. But yeah, it was a really fun concept we had for the film. My partner, Jacob Wise, is actually also my creative partner as well. So we filmed the video on Vancouver Island. So we wanted to get, those really green kind of, jungle scenes in the forest that you see, really, dense areas to film. And then we had the idea to invert the color to kind of, to all those reds and shades of purples and pinks and stuff to make it kind of feel otherworldly.
Yeah, well, so a lot of people were struck by the visual nature of it and were struck by the song itself. And talk to me a little bit about the song that you wrote and where that comes from.
Yeah, it came from a place of, I don't know, just like this deep feeling of humanity, that we all experience such similar things, such feelings of insecurity or doubts or shame or fear, whatever that is. And just saying, we all experience this. We're here for each other. Like, just remember that, return home to yourself. And so it was really like a kind of a song of uniting people. And that's where it came from. It's like, do you have pain inside you that's so hard to bear? It's like we think we're alone in our pain and our suffering, whatever that is. And it's actually the very thing that really we all share. And I think it's hard to express that sometimes, or you don't want to burden people with things that you're going through. And so it's kind of a song about breaking through. It's like, let's let go of that. Let's write a new story. So that's kind of the inspiration of the song originally. And again, I wanted it to kind of have this like fun repetition and building harmonies, like voices coming together. And again, the music kind of playful too, and fun little like sound, like little ear candy things, The Blake Vidassi, who I wrote all the lyrics and the melody, but he helped with the whole structure of the song. And he was mostly produced the song and created all the cool beats and everything. But it was very much a joint effort writing that song together. And we actually were around the studio and kind of like did little different drum beats and like scraped the guitar and kind of used, textures around the room to create some of those ambient noises. So it was a very fun, playful process, even though the lyrics and the message can be a little heavy too. So
yeah, the lightness of the music is definitely a nice contrast to the heaviness of the lyrics. So it kind of makes it easier to more palatable.
Yeah.
So how have you adjusted to pandemic life as a musician?
Or have you? You don't have to adjust. Some of us just are refusing to adjust.
Yeah, it's interesting. At the beginning of the pandemic, I felt like I was like, okay, like how can I use this time in a really cool way and connect with more people in a broader sense, or online more. So I felt very hopeful, and I had a lot of I did some Facebook Live concerts, like full length, hour and a half concerts, and I actually had a lot of people show up. It was, I mean, for that kind of thing, like people stayed the whole concert, which was really cool. That was exciting, and also very bizarre to be, I thrive off of face-to-face interactions with people, and like, feeling the room that you're playing in, and being with the people that you're singing with. So it was weird to be playing to an empty room in my, like in my living room.
Mm-hmm.
And as the pandemic went on, honestly, it kind of wore on me creatively, and I felt it was hard not to feel really stuck sometimes too. And
I hope you've continued writing, and what has that been like, if you have?
Yeah, this year there's a lot of juicy material to write about after this year. And I have a new song coming out very soon. Actually, I'm in the phases of mixing it. I have a virtual session later with my producer. There is a lot of material to write about. I have been writing, and I feel like kind of after this year, it's like, what's there to lose? Like just writing about really what you want to write about, and just after such a chaotic year for so many people, and just what this year has brought up. And I kind of wrote I would say, I don't know, not more risky, but a little more raw and edgy with my songwriting and with what I'm saying in the song.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of it has to do, it's a kind of a social justice song, and touching on all the racial issues and inequities that have been coming to the surface this year. So it's more of a bold song, but I'm really excited about it. And again, it's a very, it's like a strong message, but the musicality is very listenable. Again, it's like kind of like sugar to help the medicine go down, like a spoonful of sugar. So, but yeah, it's like something that I really want to write about, and I'm inspired to write about, and I'm working on another like a 5-track EP right now. So yeah, so
that's great.
So
yeah.
if you're forced to by a gun to your head, how do you describe and what style of music are you doing?
That's really funny. Okay, that's a good way to put it. I know people don't use this term a lot, but I like soul. It's like soul pop, or like soul alternative pop. I was in a jazz band for a while, and we have an album out too. So there's influences of jazz and blues and soul, but it's not so much like, I wouldn't consider all my music falling into the exact formula of a pop song. It's more like, or maybe alternative pop, but there's still something about that I would say, I don't know. Sometimes like saying pop music, I don't like the connotation of pop music necessarily, but I would say soul pop, alternative pop with like.
Yeah, I like alternative pop as a way of describing a lot of music that uses because pop just uses a lot of influences and has a tendency to be for lots of ears, which is sometimes looked down upon. But hey, it's a communication medium, so if more people can swallow it, that's pop is only bad when it's made bad, and that happens often.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's like I have to like the music, and the message needs to be very true and raw and vulnerable to, like, if it doesn't like make my heart totally feel almost like exposed or like also like lit up, then I'm not going to write it, and I'm not going to put that music out. Like the intention for me always behind music is songwriting. Like that's why I fell in love with the craft, because I was like, wow, it's so powerful. Like things that couldn't be verbally expressed. Or maybe if, you have a bunch of people in a room with all different opinions and ideas and, political backgrounds or whatever, there's something about like just the like music has this like flexibility, this way that's like digestible where words aren't and where other art forms aren't. It's like it just gets in. It's like, and you know, all the studies about music, like being able to affect our emotions in such a deep way. And yeah, and so I feel like at least for me personally, if I'm not writing about something that has like some like real meaning or like juice to me, then I'm like, it's a missed opportunity. But that's just me. I really am like, I love lyrics, I love playing with words, and that's like what lights me up totally. So.
Yeah, it's almost and I know a lot of musicians who do, because they think they're being smart, who mainly craft songs based on what they think other people will like, or what the industry will like and stuff. And what a waste of your energy, since this is the most personal way you express. You know, the song is really a very personal expression, and should be.
Right. Yeah. I totally agree. Yeah. It's yeah. And you know, I think that if you're writing, you know, messages that are really authentic to yourself, it's like people can feel that and people can connect with that so much more, especially in a live setting. It's like when, you know, it's like, because I'm allowing myself to be vulnerable in front of people and to share my truth in a really authentic way, and I'm not hiding, then it's like, give the people that are watching and are there with me, it's like giving them permission to show up in an authentic way too. Like I totally feel that that's like an exchange that is possible with songwriting, and I've experienced that with people that have, you know, fans of my music or have listened. You know, it's like I want to like reflect something back in them that maybe, you know, inspire them in some way or make them think in a way that they hadn't before. And it's like, it becomes this really cool musical conversation. Yeah. So
how are you and technology getting along in this time of streaming and isolated casting of yourself?
Well, I am spoiled because my partner is a videographer and filmmaker. So he is like my tech guy. And then also my producer is like very technical. I would call myself semi-technical. Because it's interesting how much you need to know and need to be able to do now as an independent artist. It's like,
right.
Not only are you creating all the music, and then you have to promote it, and then you have to like try to get your, you know, and then you have to be able to do all the technical aspects of promoting yourself, and then social media. It's just like, you have to be a jack of all trades, and it's a lot. It's a big investment of time, and you have to really love it to keep going. Cause it's,
So post-pandemic, we're all pointing towards that nirvana. But the post-pandemic, how do you envision? How do you want to emerge in this area as an artist?
That's a great question. I really felt like I was starting to connect with more people locally right when the pandemic hit. I really want to start collaborating and playing with more people here and forming a band, which I have just been solo for a while. So that's my hope. And that's why I actually, found out about SAW originally, because I was like, I need to connect with people here. And I've found like the newsletter is so helpful because it's just, there's so many different things to bring people together. And that's where I was really needing resources to be able to connect and network with people. So I'm hoping just to put myself out there more, to go to more live events and music, and to connect with more musicians to play with. Like, I'd love to connect with a band for my original music, and I'd also love to connect with a jazz band to sing with too, in the DC area. Just that would be really fun. I've always kind of done that as well too. I'm looking forward to working with other humans on music.
In a couple months, if you do any streams, let us know, and we'll annoy other people into watching you.
Ooh, yay. Thank you so much. It was great to talk to you both. Thank you.
Good to meet you. Thank you.
Come on, baby, now let it breathe. Gotta stare it in the face, the high release. Your grip's getting shaky, so let it go. come home.